Hi, a short video on transparent images. Here we've got a couple of different files. This is a JPEG image file down here, and this is a PNG image file. JPEGs are good photos, but they're never transparent. So this is a wombat, and it can't support transparency. PNG files can be transparent, but they don't have to be. So this one is a picture of a cute puppa, but the background isn't transparent, it's white instead. So let's look at a couple of things. We'll start off by looking at how I can make this puppa transparent. Give it a transparent background. So here we are, let's see, here's the directory with the folder with the stuff in it, and there's the image. I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to rename it to Puppa Trans. Delete. All right. So I've got this thing here, and I'm going to use an image editing program called Paint.net. Paint.net, it's a freebie, though you can donate to support its development. Paint.net has this tool, the magic wand, and usually this type of tool exists in just about every graphics program, and usually it is a magic wand. And what it does, when you select a pixel here, it selects all contiguous pixels with the same color. Okay, so I hit a white pixel there. Let me get rid of that. I'll hit a white pixel there, and it'll select all the pixels that are white up to where it stops being white. And then I can press delete. Aha! Now, these programs have to have a way of showing transparency, and they often do that with this checkered background. So this checkered background isn't part of the image necessarily. Then I'll go over here. I'll get rid of that bit, and I'll get rid of that bit, and I'll get rid of that bit. Okay, so that should be better. I'll hit File, Save, and should be okay. The settings should be okay, and there it is. All right. So let's put that image, which is called Puppa Trans, on this page. So we've got, here's the no trans image. So I'll change this to Puppa. I'll add Puppa Trans to it. Save it and refresh over here. And so there's the wombat. There's the original image, and here's the one with the trans. Not perfect, it's got a bit of stuff over here, and I forgot to delete some stuff there, but you can see that it's getting there. So you can, if you have a PNG that isn't transparent, you can delete some of the background colors to make it look like that. Another thing you can do though is download a transparent version of the image originally. Now this can be a bit tricky though, and you might have to experiment to get this right. So here we are. I've done a search for dog drawing transparent public domain there, and we've got a bunch of images. And here's one from publicdomainpictures.net. You see it there? Okay, now let's say I want to put that image on my page. There's a number of ways of doing it. One way is just to use a screen capture program. So I have one installed. I'm going to do that. It's called Snagit. It's my favorite of these. Not free though. And I'll highlight that. And there it is. Okay. I'll drop this down a bit. There we go. In fact, I'll trim the excess off. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'll save that as a PNG, and remember PNG can support transparency. So File, Save As, and let's see, let's go to that same place, which was there, and there, and there, and there. Okay, and we'll call this one, this is Joe the image. And notice it's a PNG. So I'll save that. All right. So we've just I called it Jaw, J-O-R. Well, that's okay. So it's Jaw. Let's see, look at the file list. Here we go. Here are all the files now. There it is, JOR. So it's a PNG image. Now let's put that in the HTML. So I'll get rid of this one here, and I'll change this to JOR. All right, I'll save it. I'll go over here and I refresh, and as you can see, it's not transparent. Now what's going on here? Because this says the search I did was for transparent public domain. So why isn't that transparent? Well, it's because of the way I saved it. I captured the screen, and on the screen right here, this color is not transparent. It's sort of a slightly off-white kind of color. So grabbing it with the screen capture won't work. Let's do it differently. I'm going to click on that. Now, here's a version of the image, and it actually does, it has this transparent stuff down here. But again, if I do a screen capture with this one, all I'll end up with is a picture with gray and white checks in the background. So you need to download it differently. One way to do it, this is in Netscape, and this sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. You sort of have to experiment. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to hit Save Image As. All right. Now let's see what we get. It's cool. I'll put that. I'll call it JOR. Get rid of that one. Okay. All right. So let's see if that worked. I'm going to refresh this, and let's see if this is transparent. It may or may not be, depending upon what was downloaded. So this is searching Google Images. It may have actually generated a non-transparent one here and actually painted in this gray and white itself before showing the image. We really can't tell until we try it. So let's try it. Aha! That actually worked pretty well. So another thing I can do, let's click here. This is publicdomainpictures.net, and I can download it the same way by, notice down here there's a free download, or I can right click on this one and hit save. So you might have to experiment with different ways of doing things. There are many different websites that share images, and there's no standard amongst them. So this one has this button down here. Other programs will do things entirely differently. So you'll just have to sort of try it. Another thing that I've taken to doing is I use a program called XNView. So Paint.net is an editor. XNView is just an image viewer. So let's go back to here, and I'm going to double click this. Let's double click Papa Trans. Ready? And there it is. So what I did is I changed, this is XNView, as you can see up in the corner here. I changed the default settings of XNView. By default, it shows me that checkerboard pattern, but I changed it so that its background color is always pink. And then I can quickly tell whether this thing is transparent or not. So when you want a transparent image, you can search for it in Google. But that doesn't guarantee that when you download the image, you'll actually get a transparent version. If you don't capture an image off the screen, click on an image like this one here. Over here, I can right click and I can save the image. But before I use it, I'm going to have to test it. To test an image, I can put it on a web page like this, or I can use XNView. Now let's see if we can quickly find that setting. I don't really remember where it is. Edits, maybe it's under Tools, Options. Aha! See, it says background color down here under I think it's maybe under the View options. So I can select that, and let's make it, I don't know, I'll leave it at that color, but you can select a different color here. And I'm going to cancel that, and then you'll quickly be able to see whether it's transparent or not. Just go in here, double click on it, and there it is. You can see that's transparent. So you can download them. There's two ways of finding out whether it is transparent, with XNView configured to show background color, or just by making a web page with it. You can also try, if it ends up being not transparent, like this one isn't, you can try using an editing program like paint.net, and deleting the background color. Bye.